Greetings and welcome back to my humble neck of the YouTube woods. Scrambling to make a video because of an unexpected influx of platinums this year, platinum trophies. Only this year did I hit my 100 milestone and made a video on it. But unexpectedly, like 6 have come along in relatively short, period of time. Completely unexpected. And because of that, this is going to be the 300th video on the channel. So I decided to try and do something a wee bit different just for that milestone, I was watching Joe Gamer Girlie's videos recently, and I really enjoyed her format for her gaming history, basically. Talking about how she got into gaming and what consoles affected her, and she'll have a nice cup of tea with her. I think she even has a Stars cup, if I'm not mistaken. This is decaf Lions with soy milk, of course. I'm so straight edge these days, I don't even go near the psychoactive coffee beans or berries. Also, Generation Pixels, kind of the Pixel Years series is quite similar, because he talks about his personal experience with each console and era as that series progresses. So I was thinking just of doing something similar here, and I was tempted just to kind of blast through, just have a quick overview kind of gaming history, light-hearted stuff. But I think I'm gonna more so do it similar to Joe Gamer Girlie, in the sense of, just pick a console or two, make a quick video on that, and talk about the experiences and the history, and then move on, and hopefully other people will let me know their memories and experiences. Best case scenario would be really cool if they made their own kind of gaming history, chronologically speaking, and that would be pretty cool, for the community. I always enjoy watching that. So yeah, let's get to it. And this should be a relatively short one, thankfully, because I'm going to cover the Nintendo Entertainment System and the Sega Mega Drive, which were my first 2 console experiences. Nintendo Entertainment System wise, and this is going back to, I was probably about somewhere between the ages of 5 and 7, I'd like to say, so my memory wasn't the best back then. But I know it was a hand-me-down from a cousin on my mum's side of the family, basically. So when she was tired of it, it was passed on to me. And what I really remember is playing the first Super Mario Brothers. And just when I grasped the fact that with the controller in my hand I could move the little man on the telly. I didn't know Jumpman or Mario back then, first introductions, it just blew my mind. I was a gamer from then on, basically, and I played the hell out of that game and went on to beat it. And I just have so many crazy memories of discovering little secrets and the hidden warp rooms and stuff like that. It just blew my mind every time. Even I really remember the last King Koopa Castle level, when it was like a little puzzle where you just had to keep running and it would just send you back to the start. And I can't even remember how you did it, whether you had to go up on the 3rd level and then run through the 2nd level or the bottom level. I didn't know if there was. I just remember running and it felt like I was trapped in a puzzle, and eventually got there, and beat it. So yeah, that's my first console, and there's only a handful of games I really remember. I only scratched the surface on the Nintendo Entertainment System, to be honest with you, with the age I was at. We had the Super Mario Bros. Sliced with Duck Hunt, I remember. And obviously I wouldn't enjoy the premise of duck hunting nowadays, and rightly so. And I think we did have the zapper, and I think I recall kind of cheating or attempting to cheat by holding the zapper right up to the screen and whatnot. I also remember Kirby's Adventure, definitely, and I love that game. Like, it's probably the only game where I've gone back to and played and remembered it being quite easy, because I went back to the original Super Mario Brothers and I found it really difficult platforming wise. Not that I'm brilliant at platforming, but when I was younger I recall being way better at that game. It was a little slippy and slidey and I just wasn't timing things right, you know. Super Mario Brothers 3 was also another big game I remember for that system. Obviously it's a massively well-known title. That's probably my favourite game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And I remember playing with friends on that one, taking turns with Mario and Luigi and whatnot, you know, on the maps. Just love that game. And another weird one I remember and kind of completely forgot about for the longest time, but I was browsing through YouTube, as you do, and I stumbled across a game and it just brought lots of flashbacks to me, you know. And I found out it was called Wizards and Warriors, and this was the third installment of it. And I remember spending a lot of time on that game. Definitely didn't clear it. I just remember wandering around, and you know, you had to do certain challenges to unlock a wizard's costume and a thief's costume, and the look of it was kind of, certain elements of it was kind of Mario 3-esque, and that was quite appealing to me. And just the fact that you could kind of just free roam around the place and go into buildings and wander around. So yeah, I didn't get very far in it, but young me definitely spent a lot of time on that game. And what's that? That's probably five games that I'm naming that I can really remember off the Nintendo. So I'm going to throw in the next system that I played, which was the Sega Mega Drive. And I really remember playing that in friends' houses, more so than here. But I did eventually get a Sega Mega Drive, and I just scratched the surface on that as well, to be honest. Definitely Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and putting in the level skip codes and stuff like that, I remember. And the triple cartridge, the famous triple cartridge of Golden Axe, Shinobi, and Streets of Rage, of course. Pumped way more time into Golden Axe and Streets of Rage over Shinobi. I actually don't think I beat Shinobi. I remember the bosses being quite funky, you know, Terminator-esque. But I definitely preferred the other two over Shinobi. And I did beat Death Adder and Mr. X, I believe, was the main gangster of Streets of Rage. Also played Streets of Rage 2 on the Sega Mega Drive, which I really love. The co-op aspect, the music is really well known, holds up so well even today, you know. And I suppose the odd one, maybe an X-Men game I kind of remember, kind of a snowy level with Wolverine, but yeah. Vector Man was one that I remember playing on the Mega Drive as well, and don't think I cleared it, but I got quite far in it, and I remember it being a really difficult game for me back then, you know. So yeah, that was kind of a splicing of the Nintendo Entertainment System, and then a little bit later the Sega Mega Drive kind of came into my life, and I really only scratched the surface of the titles. And that was my first introduction to video gaming, and I was pretty much hooked ever since. Certainly the next console that I bought for myself, which I won't get into on this one, I'll consider making going like 1 or 2 consoles per video, and there's no schedule on it or anything like that. It'll just be when I'm in the mood and a little bit of free time and whatnot, you know. So yeah, that's my first 2 consoles and gaming experience, and I'm probably going to put myself you know, somewhere between the ages of, as I said, 5 to maybe, you know, at a push 7 or 8 years of age. So lots of pixelated action. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. Just a quick kind of scramble of a video to have something a bit different for my 300 video milestone. So I love yous and leave yous. Have a great day. Look after yourselves and each other. Be kind to all kinds. Slán of all you guys. Very quick one. I only thought of this after I'd recorded the initial video. I definitely played a Spider-Man game for the Nintendo and a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Neither of them were quite good, but because I was the age I was at and I enjoyed watching the cartoon series or the animated series, I still enjoyed them. That's it, guys. Slán.